Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Fall in Love with Nature pre-party. My name's Jenny, and I'm the Development Director at Families in Nature. And I hope you all have on your very best camping couture and are getting those swag bags out and getting ready to have some drinks with your friends. As you can see, we're out here in our nearby nature, just at my front yard. And I, in fact, I live across the street from Pillow Elementary, which is a partner school of Families in Nature. And we thought this would be the perfect way to celebrate tonight's gala. Um, so as you can see, we're all here, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm sorry, I was having both things playing. I'm sorry. All right. Well, let me first go ahead and introduce my friend and a board member and our MC for tonight. Brad is a Families in Nature board member, and his whole family participates with Families in Nature. And I was lucky enough to get to know Brad and Christina through past galas and then through guide training. So Brad's passion for nonprofits and spending time outdoors with his family led him to the doorsteps of Families in Nature. And Brad learned about Finn through the active participation of his wife and children in the Finn Lab group. And seeing firsthand the positive experiences that people get when they participate with Families in Nature, he decided he was going to jump in and join our board. And we could not be happier to have him with us. He has a ton of experience with past nonprofits, and he currently works with Blackbaud and works on technologies for small nonprofits. And so here he is, Brad Price.
Hey everyone! Thank you, Jenny, very much.
You're welcome.
Cheers
Thanks for
to
being
everyone.
Here.
I'm happy. I am happy to be here. If you can tell, this is our first time doing this.
Right.
But we're really thrilled to be here tonight. I was so happy to be asked by Jenny and the staff and the board if I would just kind of help guide us along through tonight's program. So I'm looking forward to that. My job is pretty easy. You will hear that we have some amazing guests to join us tonight. We're really in for a treat. You'll want to lean in and listen quite a bit. So my job is to stay out of the way mostly and just kind of guide us through. And I think tonight's really fun because a lot of years when we've had the gala, it's a very adult-only experience.
Absolutely.
And while this is an adjustment for us, it really does give everyone at home an opportunity to be together with your family.
Absolutely.
The rain has stopped.
Thank goodness.
We got a lot of rain today. Nature provides. We'll hear that later tonight. But it certainly provided all day here in Central Texas.
Right.
We're always happy to get rain, right?
Absolutely. I mean, who's going to complain?
Never complain about rain. But we're certainly glad that nature also provided this sun break for us so we could be outside.
Right.
And we're just really looking forward to spending the evening together and talking about the gift that is nature, the give and take with nature, how we all fell in love with nature, celebrating this amazing organization, and celebrating all of you for being here supporting it.
Absolutely. And I wanted to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors. You might see that there's a little ticker across the bottom naming them all off, but I wanted to go ahead and just give a special thank you to all of our sponsors who make this possible. All right. The Winkler Family Foundation, Osprey Pack, FVF Law Firm, Austin Subaru, the Cleaning Authority, HEB, Pedernella Cellars, Tito's Handmade Vodka, the Go Silly products, and then also El Dorado Cafe and Iron Wolf Ranch Distillery have both offered to have prizes. But we'll talk about the prizes later on.
I can't wait. I'm excited about the prizes. I'm sure I don't qualify, but I'm excited anyway.
I also wanted to give a really special thank you to our virtual event planners, the LM Experience. Lakeisha Mosley and her team, especially Shloka, has really been amazing guiding us through this whole process. We've put on quite a few galas, but none of them have been on a computer before. And so, this has been an experience that I don't think I will ever forget. And I could not have done it without the help of my virtual event planners.
How about our first virtual round of applause for the production team? What an amazing job they did. They're making this all possible tonight. And like Jenny said, just a huge thank you to them for facilitating this.
You know who else we can't do without? You know.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Right. Well, I think we've got her here.
Well, last I heard, Jenny, when nature was providing earlier this afternoon, there were some power outages in Central Texas.
Yes.
Luckily not here, but our very own executive director, Heather Kulkin, I think was without power earlier, but we'll try to go to her now. Heather, are you there?
Again. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Heather. How's it going?
Good. I'm here with my quarantine so that you can see who I've been quarantining with during COVID.
What a good-looking group there.
Yeah, I like your outfits. I've seen
wearing our camping couture. And I'm so glad you could all join us tonight. I'm so excited about our group and of speakers and everything we're going to do. And I'm just so happy to have you all here, even though it'd be more fun in person. At least we can get together like this. Welcome.
All right.
Thanks, Heather. And we'll get back together all in nature again very soon, right?
Yes, for sure.
Right. And we'll see you a little later on in the program.
Yes, I'll talk to you guys later. It's so good to see everybody.
Best to your crew there. See you later.
Bye, everybody. All right, that was awesome. That's a lot of people in her quarantine.
I know, that's quite a crew she has over there.
You know, I'm so grateful for vaccines, masks, and social distancing. And I think that I'm really especially glad that we can be here together in our nearby nature where things are a little safer.
Totally agree. So grateful for the opportunity to be outside again, and like you said, for vaccines and being safe, but having the opportunity to get outside with our families. So important, and hope all of you have a chance to get outside with your families tonight too. Grab a cocktail or a water or whatever you're into, and head outside with your family. Get around a fire pit or sit out on the back patio. It's a beautiful evening here in Central Texas. Hopefully it is wherever you are at right now, and yeah, what a great opportunity to get outside.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I guess let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about what we're up to tonight, like what our theme is and everything. We should probably let everybody know. So as you guys know, our theme is always fall in love with nature.
Always.
But this year, it just seems a little bit different, right? We've spent a lot of time apart from our families and friends, and nature has really given us more this year, I think, than it ever has before. And tonight we'll hear a lot about all of the ins and outs of nature connection and really the special things that some amazing adults have to say. But we've been talking a lot to kids about what they are getting out of nature. So we're going to hear from the adults in a little while, but let's get just a little taste of what some of those kids have to say.
Let's do it. I love it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we'll see you after this video.
My name is Gio, and what I love about nature is that it's just beautiful.
And what I love about nature is that it's always quiet and dark, and especially at night you can see the stars, and it's just really cool that there's not a lot of light everywhere and you can see nature. And it's
Hi, I'm Willow and I'm 14. I've been in families in nature since I was like 1.5, and I love nature because I get to spend time with my family and friends.
Hi, my name is Sawyer, and I love the pure green of nature. It really just feels good to see, and it feels like the earth is healthy. And I really enjoy nature.
I love most about nature is how it technically makes everything light, life, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Luke, and my favorite thing about nature is just the smell of the air, on a beautiful spring day like this, opening your windows and being able to enjoy spending your time outside, because nature is truly just such a restorative thing for everyone. So that's what I love the most.
Snakes.
That's it? Snakes? Are they your favorite animal?
Yeah.
Cool.
I like that. Snakes.
Snakes. I mean,
I mean, that's not my favorite animal.
It's probably not at the top of my list either, but love that guy is into snakes, and love the idea that nature makes everything.
Right.
What a cool comment.
Well, I mean, it does,
It
right?
does.
It does make everything.
Yeah.
And we've been so grateful for it this year. Hey, Brad, have you seen that photo booth?
Oh, I've heard about the photo booth, and
Yeah.
I've seen there's some pretty great photos out there. I'm excited to actually take a spin through them a little later and see what everyone has done to get into the photo booth. But I know you have some special things about the photo booth you want to talk about.
I do. So we're having a special contest we're a special contest for all of you, and you can find the link, I think, in the chat now. Even we're dropping the link, and you guys can go to the photo booth, snap a selfie or upload a picture if you think your hair looks frumpy or something today. You can snap a picture and decorate it with a background and some stickers, and then share them with us on social media. And you can do that all night tonight, and you can do that tomorrow, and we'll pick a winner of the 2 best winners. Really glamp it up, guys. Make it really glamperous. And then we'll pick the 2 best, and you'll get prizes from El Dorado Cafe here in Texas, or here in Austin. They're right down the street from my house. They have a great basket for us with a gift certificate and lots of merchandise.
Love it.
And then the Iron Wolf Ranch Distillery out in Spicewood, they also have a nice prize basket. And that one comes with, a trip out to their distillery in Spicewood, which is only about 50 minutes away.
Cheers to that.
Yes, cheers to that.
Yeah. Thank you to those sponsors. Thank you so much for doing that. And I have a suggestion. Maybe we just pass along. Photo booth. Put the kids in charge. So let them decide what camping couture you're going to put on, and just let it happen. See what happens. I bet you'll come up with some pretty amazing photos.
Yeah, and you should definitely scroll through that and see what you see. See some of the pictures that have already been taken.
Yeah, good place to go for ideas.
Good times. Speaking of goodies, we also had some swag bags. I don't know. Did you get a swag bag?
These swag bags are pretty amazing. I have not gotten my hands on one yet, but I've seen what's in them. It's pretty spectacular.
I know. I was really amazed by what our amazing sponsors did for us. Okay, so here's what we've got. We have everyone gets some Tito's vodka, a little Tito's vodka, and a great Families in Nature koozie.
For the adults.
Right, for the adults. And then you can make your mule, and then you can have a little silicone straw. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. These Go Silly silicone straws. Got some in there. Great for being, safe for the environment. Also, we have some, fun, thin goodies.
I hear these are handmade, custom, just for this event. Is that true?
Custom made by me, a former pastry chef. I just, whip those up.
That might be the thing I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the most.
Right. And then, we have some delicious wines if you opted for the pack with wine. So Pedernales, that's what Christine and I will be drinking tonight. And then some great bags from the Cleaning Authority and from, it fell down. From FBF Law. So,
awesome.
Yes.
Super great. Again, thanks to all the sponsors. This has been such a crazy year to try and get sponsorship for an event, and they're all learning what does a virtual gala look like.
Right.
You don't have a typical auction and those kinds of things. So really appreciate all they've done. I love the straw tie-in.
I know.
Because Heather will probably talk about it later, but we have a pretty cool initiative called the Humboldt Project, where older kids create a very long project to pursue. And we had someone do a project around plastic straws.
Right.
And that's just such a cool tie-in for us. That's really sort of personal to Families in Nature. It's pretty cool.
Exactly. And I'm really excited. Go Silly actually has a ton of products, not just straws, but they were so awesome. When I reached out, they were instantaneous, yes. And they sent those straws right over, which is perfect for us. And so if you're interested in other, environmentally sound, reusable products, Go Silly.
Go to Go Silly and Go Silly.
Go Silly. Right, exactly. All right. Well, Oh, well, it's getting pretty close to that time.
I think so.
You know, I think we have a very special treat coming up next.
I'm super excited about this. I don't know how we pulled this off.
Yes, we pulled it off with some amazing help from some friends of Finn.
Okay.
Okay. So we have all sorts of amazing speakers lined up for tonight. But I am really excited and honored to introduce this next performer. A true artist and humanitarian, Sarah Hickman was named the official Texas State Musician in 2010 by the Texas State Commission of the Arts. She's an amazing performer. She's a selfless advocate and supports numerous charities and organizations to help children, women, animals, the earth. People of every age are entertained by her huge catalog of music, and we could not be more thrilled to have her as part of our gala. So here she is, everyone, Sarah Hickman.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hickman, and I'm really happy to be here today. This first song is about how we're all connected with the parallel of a tree. So if you want to sing along on the chorus, feel free. It always feels great to have people sing, even if I can't hear you. Thank you. You and me, we are a part of a family tree. We are the branches and the roots. We are the flower and the fruit. Together we yield the seeds of love. Together we are the roots that spread out beneath the earth. We are many, but we are bound into a shoot that seeks beyond the dirt, where we unfold ourselves, ready to take on the world. You and me, you and me. We are a part of a family tree. We are the branches and the roots. We are the flowers and the shoots. Together we yield the seeds of love. Together we are the trunk. We are as solid as we can be. And if you look inside, you can count the kindred rings of our own history that is created only by gathering together each year. You and me, you and me. We are a part of a family tree. We are the branches and the roots. We are the flowers and the fruit. Together we yield the seeds of love. Together we are the branches that can hold one another up. For when times become too hard, we can fill one another's cup with the nectar that flows, waiting to sweeten our lives. You and me, you and me. We are a part of the family tree. We are the branches and the roots. We are the flowers and the fruits. Together we yield the seeds of love. Oh, together we are the shade to provide the sweet relief. For when the sun becomes too hot, we can dance beneath the leaves and believe that we can stand any inclement weather. Yeah, 'cause you and me, you and me, we are a part of the family tree. We are the branches and the roots. We are the flowers and the fruits. Together we yield the seeds of love. It's a never-ending circle once it's begun. La 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 la. The seed always grows into a mighty oak. La 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 la. So we can give thanks for the pleasure of simply being together, and the promise of bringing one another hope. is you and me. We are a part of the family tree. We are the branches and the roots. We are the flowers and the fruit. Together we yield the seeds of love. Oh, together we yield the seeds of love.
Here's a little upbeat number you can groove around the house to. It includes stars and the moon and a grumpy ex-boyfriend.
I poured some stars in your cereal. You ate half a bowl and said you were full. Oh honey, where is your appetite? You used to eat a bowl every night. Lassoed the moon and laid it at your feet. But when you left, you kicked it out on the street. The neighbors heard it crying, took it in. Now I'm not sure the moon will trust you again. The world can oppress you or it can caress you. Don't be swayed by its course. A smile's a moonbeam, a happy daydream pouring straight from the source. Hey, where did you go? I want you back. Your smile's as black as a paper sack. Oh, let me pour your favorite cereal and hang the moon to light your meal. Your heart was open 24 hours. Your love was my chosen sunflower. Weren't you the one who said a smile's just a frown? Yeah, we've turned upside down. Hey, where did you go? I want you back. Your smile's as flat as a paper sack. Oh, let me pour your favorite cereal and hang the moon to light your meal.
That was amazing.
It really was.
So good.
It really was. And I think we have good news, right?
Yeah, she's going to be back at the end of the event for
Yeah.
another song.
Okay, that's
So
awesome.
you can just, I just hold on till the end because she'll be back.
Really a treat for us to have her tonight. That's pretty special.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess the time has almost come.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the end of our pre-party time, but the party's going to keep rolling, right?
The real party's just starting.
Right. So, again, we want to make sure, grab your snacks, grab a cocktail, grab a drink, grab the kids, grab the cats, dogs, get comfortable because we've got some amazing speakers headed your way. And I just want to say a big, huge thank you to Jenny for kicking us off, for having us here in your front yard and getting us outside.
My pleasure.
And what a fun night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
And I guess we should go ahead and get going on our formal program.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, we had a good time watching the kids earlier, and I think to launch into the formal program for tonight, there's no better guest speaker than these kids that we're serving every week in our programs, our college of school. And so let's get some more thoughts from the kids about nature.
I get to see a lot of trees. a lot of green. And I get to go away from cars.
Hey, I'm Elliot, and what I love about nature is how beautiful it is.
How it's big and you can see it from like far away places, and how it can change color sometimes and all the different colors.
My name's Theo, I'm 17, and the thing I love about nature is just how calm it is and how serene the wild can be.
Hi, I'm Eden. I really like the peace and quiet of nature.
And what I like about nature is like the solitude and just listening to the nature and relaxing.
My name is Kayla, and something that I love about nature is that it's like a place where you can like be calm and get away from like all the stress in your life.
And my name is Jackie, and what I love about nature is that you have the freedom to do anything you want, and there's really no limit to what you can do outside.
Wow, what a great way to kick off our formal program. Weren't those kids great? Let's see, what did we learn from them? We learned that nature is beautiful and it's big. And nature is trees and color. It's green. It's calming. It's serene. It's a place to get away. Nature is freedom. And I think we all learned that kids talking about nature makes us smile, right? That was pretty fun. Okay, welcome back again. We're here on the virtual stage tonight to celebrate this great organization and to celebrate together with you and our love for nature. And our first speaker tonight probably needs no introduction. Many of you know her well. She was able to join us live earlier tonight. Heather Kulkin has been a teacher, an outdoor educator, biologist, is a published photographer. She serves on the Strategic Planning Task Force for Nature for All as a distinguished member of the International Union of Conservation for Nature. She is a member of Green Schoolyards for America, and she has been a speaker and a panelist for nature and conservation conferences all around the world. We're lucky enough to have her also as our founder and executive director. Please join me in welcoming Heather to the virtual stage to share a message with us about families in nature and the perseverance and success of our programming over this last year.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the 3rd annual Fall in Love with Nature Gala. I'm Heather Kulkin, the founder and director of Families in Nature. I'm so glad that you could all join us here tonight. What a year we have had. It has been so full of challenges and a lot of sadness for a lot of people, but we've also learned so much. We've gotten to spend a lot of time with our families, and we've all learned how much we need, love, and appreciate nature. We have learned that we all need time outdoors to recover from all the time we're spending on Zoom. We need time to let our mind rest and our ears listen to the birds around us and look at the green trees and grass. Our mission at Families in Nature is to connect families to nature and to each other through time spent playing, learning, and volunteering outdoors. And I joke that COVID is advancing our mission by helping people realize how much they love nature and how much they need nature for their own happiness and for their children's learning. This year, Families in Nature has been affected by the pandemic, just like all other organizations and people, but it has also been a year that has given us time to step back and think about what we're doing and how. And it's made us a stronger organization, I believe. We have been able to adapt and pivot our organization to serve our community's needs better and to meet their needs of even the wider community. We started out last spring by taking 96 of our lessons, our ecologist school lessons, from the book that's still in publication with Texas A&M Press, and putting them on our website as a free resource in both English and in Spanish. Those were sent out by AISD to our school partners and to teachers at other schools. They were also sent out by Texas Children in Nature and by the Children in Nature Network nationally and by Nature for All internationally, which is amazing. We're so glad to provide those lessons to the wider community. We have partnered with local schools such as McCallum High School to move their admin offices and their classrooms and even their stage outside. They've been able to do musicals and a dance performance outside where it's safer for everyone to gather. We have partnered with Green Schoolyards of America to create a massive resource to help teachers everywhere in the United States move their classes outside where it's safer for students to learn and teachers to teach. It also enhances their learning when they're outside, which our College of School curriculum will also help with. Spreading all of these resources as broadly as we have this year has helped us bring in new partners, which has been really exciting. We have a new partnership with Peace Park Conservancy, an amazing partnership, and now we're able to offer after-school classes and even a summer camp in Peace Park. We also are partnering with schools like St. Thomas in Nassau Bay, and they're going to use our Ecology School curriculum both for their in-school and out-of-school learning time. And we're really excited to tell you that we have a new partnership in Uganda to teach teachers how to teach environmental education outdoors. And that partnership's with the Union of Community Development Volunteers, whose founder and director you'll hear from tonight. Throughout this spring and some of in the fall, we've also returned to programming very carefully. Now that the numbers are lower, we're back to offering camping trips, and our youth leaders are hard at work on their Humboldt projects. We hope that you're going to come out and join us for some of our adventures this spring and next fall. This pandemic has been very hard, but it also has brought us so much closer to nature. So tonight, we've decided to ask a lot of community leaders with very different perspectives to answer the question, what are the greatest gifts you've received from nature? So you're going to hear their responses, and they've told us some interesting and beautiful stories that I hope you will all enjoy. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Heather. So much good work still happening. And if you have any questions or would like more information about any of the programs that Heather just talked about, please jump into the event chat and connect with us, and we'll be sure to get back to you. Part of tonight, again, is, even though we're physically separated, we can still connect through what we share and love together about nature, and we want to have that conversation in the chat. So jump in there, ask questions, and we'll be sure to connect back with you. As Heather mentioned, we have some fantastic guest speakers and messages tonight, and I want to waste no more time. I want to get right to it. So let's jump into our first guest speaker. Juan Martinez served as one of the original leaders of the Children and Nature Network when he led the Natural Leaders Network. He is now a senior fellow at the Aspen Institute's Forum for Community Solutions and the co-founder of the Fresh Tracks Initiative, focused on creating equitable access to nature for all. Fresh Tracks is a youth leadership development program that provides young, indigenous, rural, and urban leaders with cross-cultural community building skills, leadership development training, civic engagement opportunities, and resources for innovative youth and community-led action. Awesome stuff. This movement is grounded also in the healing power of nature and culture. Juan is also a TED speaker and senior advisor on equity and inclusion for the Children and Nature Network. So happy to have this message from Juan tonight. Let's take a listen to what he has to say about the greatest gift from nature and he has received by spending time in nature.
Hello, Families in Nature community, and supporters and members. I am so happy to share a couple of words with you all today about what I consider to be the greatest gift that I received from nature, and a very appropriately themed fall in love with nature for this year's gala. So what I consider to be the greatest gift that I've received from nature is the ability to connect with my roots in more way than one, both physically and mentally and emotionally. Through my family, getting to know their connection to the land, to nature, uh, and knowing about our connections as indigenous people of Oaxaca and Zapotec, of the Be'inazá people of the cloud, learning from my mother, her connection to that space. But for me, it's also been about finding a place where, for the first time, I felt like I didn't have to worry about the skin color of or where I came from, because the sun didn't care about who I am, doesn't care about who I am. The trees don't care about your bank account or how much money you have. The tree doesn't really look at what language you speak or your anything that has to come with that. And the mosquitoes, as you probably all know, really don't care who you are or where you come from. They're going to take what they need from you. And I've come to learn that nature provides that for us. And part of my work now is to help people find that, but also to work alongside institutions and organizations that are creating equity to those places and special moments in our family, in our community, and who we are. And so that's one of the special gifts amongst many that I have been fortunate and privileged enough to enjoy in my time spent in nature, and also just being able to share that out with everybody. So thank you again to Heather, to all of you for the work that you do, and keep on connecting families in nature. It is such an important organization and work that you all do. Thank you all.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you for that. Thanks for your encouragement, your partnership, passion that we share together. Thank you for reminding us that nature is a great equalizer. It can be a great equalizer. And that exchange, as we literally breathe in nature and give back to her, should be non-exclusive. But Juan also touched on an important responsibility for all of us, and that is for us to facilitate, to enable access for everyone to partake in nature. While many of us here tonight have the opportunities to create and participate in amazing and memorable nature experiences whenever we choose, for many, that is not an option. And there are both real and perceived barriers to experiencing nature in different cultures, socioeconomic groups, individuals, different circumstances. And that can prevent families and children from enjoying nature with the same access. So thank you for that powerful reminder. We are proud to serve as an organization working every day, every week to facilitate and encourage that equitable access to nature for everyone. Thank you, Juan, again for your work and for your encouragement. I believe Juan is joining us in the event tonight. If you appreciate what you heard, maybe drop him a thank you in the chat. Okay. Our next two speakers are what I would call two true titans of the nature and conservancy world. Victor Emmanuel started birding in Texas 72 years ago at the age of 8. So that tells you something. Lived a great life, probably all this time in nature, right? In 1976, he also founded the Victor Emmanuel Nature Tours, which set the standard for excellence in ecotourism and is now one of the most highly regarded birding and nature tour companies in the world. He is the founder and compiler for 50 years of the record-breaking Freeport Christmas bird count and a past president of the Texas Ornithological Society. Obviously, birds, natural history have been a major focus throughout his life, and he said that he derives great pleasure from seeing and hearing birds and sharing with others these amazing avian sights and sounds, both the more common ones and the more unusual ones. Victor also initiated the first birding camps for young people and said he considers that to be one of his greatest achievements. Dr. Andy Sansom is an innovative and renowned Texas conservationist. He recently retired as the executive director of the Meadows Center for Water and the Environment at Texas State University. He is also former executive director of Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and the former executive director of the Texas Nature Conservancy. Thanks to his leadership at the Texas Parks and Wildlife, over 500,000 acres were added to the state parks and wildlife management areas. He spearheaded the founding of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Foundation, led the creation of 2 nationally recognized aquatic facilities, and initiated an aggressive program to introduce urban children to the nature and outdoors. Dr. Sansom also has been a very generous mentor, connecting, collaborating, encouraging, and raising up conservation leaders, such as Family and Nature's very own Heather Kulkin. He's done this to keep others carrying the torch, as they say. And he continues to be instrumental in the success of our organization, and we are grateful to have him on the Family and Nature Advisory Board. Thank you in advance to Victor and Andy for their wise words we're about to hear. Let's lean in and hear from these 2 titans.
My name is Victor Emmanuel, and the greatest gifts nature has given me is putting me in touch with the entire world and putting me into the moment where I'm totally absorbed in looking at something in nature and not worrying about anything else in my life. I'm in the moment, and it's make me have lifelong learning, because when you look at nature, there's always more to learn.
People ask me all the time what the greatest gifts I've received from nature. Well, there are too many to count. Experiencing nature has been a major part of my life since childhood, both for recreation, for spirituality, and for my profession. I don't have a bucket list, but I've experienced nature all over the world, including kayaking and camping in Antarctica, fishing in the remotest parts of Russia, and interacting with orangutans in Borneo. Without a doubt, however, as my daughter and I reached the summit of Kilimanjaro several years ago, without a doubt, the greatest gift I've received from nature is experiencing it with my family. And to see my wife and my children all become to love it as much as I do. My kids and grandkids are bird watchers, they're hunters, they're anglers, they're skiers. And doing those things with them, my family, is by far the greatest gift that I've received from nature.
Okay. Thank you to Victor. Thank you to Andy for sharing with us what nature means, has meant to their lives. And I love the thought from both of them about being in the moment in nature, allowing yourself to just be in the moment, and the lifelong learning by spending time in nature, and the gift of family memories and appreciation for ecology and conservation through time in nature together and passing on that tradition. I hope that you will share with us and with one another in the chat some of your family's greatest nature moments, fun learning experiences you've had together. Maybe you've not had the opportunity to summit Kilimanjaro, but maybe you made a great memory with your family when you summited Enchanted Rock. Please jump into the chat and share some of that with us and with each other. Love to see that connection. Okay, we want to give recognition tonight to someone who has played a pivotal role in helping us over the last year. As Heather mentioned earlier, we have been able to slowly reopen safely some of our in-person programming. And our junior ecologist school, in partnership with Peace Park, has been a big hit. But it wouldn't be possible without the help of a very special volunteer. So let's go to our next video so we can all celebrate this individual and their outstanding work as a volunteer for Families in Nature.
Hi everybody, my name is Jordan Jolly and I am the Families in Nature Program Coordinator, and we are out here today at beautiful Peace Park for our ecologist school after school science lessons. And I wanted to just take a quick pause to give a huge thank you to our current program intern, Tan Nguyen, for his dedication and outstanding volunteerism to Families in Nature, especially during a pandemic that has made it even more hard to get outside and volunteer. So Tan, we'd like to express our gratitude to you with a couple of gifts. So kids, if you want to give Tan his gifts. Yeah, bro.
Thank you.
We've got a little bit of Families in Nature swag here with our new clean canteen water bottles. And check out what's in there.
A nice t-shirt.
Rocking the new t-shirts.
Water bottles.
And on behalf of our director, our staff, our volunteers, and our families, we want to give you a Families in Nature Volunteer of the Year award for all your hard work. Thank you so much, Don. Is there new clothes? That's a hammock for all of his new outdoor adventures.
This is awesome. I love everything.
And then you've got a nice field shirt in there with our logo on it. And you'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Finn. Thank you, Jordan. Thank everyone that gave me a hammock. That's awesome. I always wanted one, never had one. So I'll be using that often on my camping trips. I love the people, I love the organization, and I can't wait to, keep on moving on and rock and rolling when this pandemic's over.
Awesome. Thank you. Did you want to say something? Oh, you missed his button.
And a nice button.
And a nice button. Thanks again for all your hard work, Tan.
Okay. Thank you, Tan, so much. I love how excited the kids were to give him those gifts, including the reminder of the cool, very cool junior ecologist school pin. And I just want to put in a plug here that you too can get yourself one of these very cool ecologist school pins. I'm told, late breaking news from Jenny, that we have a few swag bags left. So if you want to get your paws or your mitts on some of that cool stuff that Tan was just opening there and Jenny walked us through earlier, I think we have 6 or 7 of the swag bags left. And if you would like to make a contribution of $35, you could claim one of those swag bags and get yourself some of that cool swag that you saw in Tan's video, including this very neat pin to show off here. Okay? All right. There is another group of volunteers that need to be recognized tonight. These exceptional leaders have committed their time, energy, dollars, their skills to serve as a guiding voice for Families in Nature. Please join me in recognizing with virtual applause and celebrating the Family in Nature Board of Directors. So thank you to former board chair Ray Ann Along. Thank you to Michael Tex Duncan. Thank you to Nick Fazzini, Cesar Chavez Navarrete, Robert Ochoa, Linda Amala Puckett, Finn Board Secretary Maria Fabiola Rodriguez, our treasurer and also former chair, Aaron Obering, who might be joining us all the way from Colorado tonight. Hi, Aaron. And last and certainly not least, our fearless leader, Families in Nature Board Chair, Linda Wolford. Please give our board a virtual round of applause for amazing work they do in service to this organization. It is a privilege to serve alongside each of you, and I think that deserves a toast. So whatever you have handy, cheers. Cheers to all of you. Okay. Our next two speakers may be separated by oceans and continents, but they share a very strong connection when it comes to gifts they have received from nature. Eddie Mutebi is the founder and director of the Union of Community Development Volunteers in Uganda. What an amazing development this has been that Heather touched on earlier. UCDV is a new partner with Families in Nature. And with this partnership, we'll be working together to further environmental education, teacher training, and environmental volunteerism in many districts around Uganda. UCDV does conservation work. They provide clean water, assistance for AIDS orphans, education support, and more in 44 Ugandan districts. Under Eddie's leadership, they have planted over 1 million trees to help with water conservation and land conservation. UCDV sought out a partnership with Finn earlier this year to build up their environmental education work. We will be providing guide development training, teacher training, and our ecologist school lessons as part of this exciting new collaboration. Amy Sugeno is a practicing eco-psychologist who also provides training in ecotherapy and offers mindfulness in nature retreats. Doesn't that sound nice? Amy is a former wildlife biologist and has recently begun writing as part of her passion to inspire conservation and preservation actions through teaching. She states that her primary focus has always been to help people care deeply and connect meaningfully with nature, and that this will always be her life's work. Amy is an active Families in Nature participant, joining us on many of our outdoor adventures with her own family. Let's take a minute to give a listen to Eddie and Amy's thoughts on the greatest gifts from nature.
Dear friends and partners in service, this is Eddie Mutebi, Executive Director, Union of Community Development Volunteers, an indigenous NGO based in Uganda, commonly known as the Pearl of Africa. On behalf of Union of Community Development Volunteers and on my own behalf, I must say that I'm profoundly honored and exceedingly privileged for this opportunity extended to me by our partners in service, that is Families in Nature, for giving me this opportunity to share about the benefits I have got from nature. First of all, health itself, which encompasses mental health, physical health, cultural, spiritual, among others. I've gained those because of nature. Beautification itself is also a benefit I can consider I've got from nature. Friends, as our partners join or celebrate the third year Project Gala under the theme Fall in Love with Nature, I'm very, very happy. And as an organization, we play our role. We have done what we can to see that nature is protected, nature is conserved in Uganda by creating awareness right from the household level, schools, and the general public. So once again, I congratulate our partners, families in nature for organizing, for having reached this milestone, and I wish you the very, very, very best. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy Sugeno, and I'm here with the Families in Nature. We're on a camping trip, and I am an ecotherapist and a mom. Now I'm a homeschool mom, and was a wildlife biologist for a really long time, and I also am a writer, nature writer. And one of the things that, for me, nature gives me the greatest pleasure, and some of the greatest gifts in nature is the ability to, anytime I step out into nature, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what my mood is, I can feel calm. It helps with some, I do struggle with some depression at times, and nature is really helpful for helping with depression, with anxiety. But the main thing is just this overwhelming sense of calm and beauty. I can look at the birds and immediately just be pulled into their world, their colors, their behaviors, and feel such a sense of peace and calm. I do a lot of work as an ecotherapist, which means I also work with other people who have depression or anxiety or have gone through trauma. And this is my lived experience of how nature is healing and how I find solace is also how I help other people to connect with nature, to help them with whatever they're struggling with as well. And the same with my son. I bring that into my parenting and everything, because I believe so much in it.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Eddie. What a special treat to have Eddie participate in this event and in our mission from halfway around the world. Thank you for helping make all that happen. Such a powerful reminder from both Eddie and Amy in their message to us about the healing power of nature when we truly allow ourselves to immerse ourselves into natural environment and the physical, mental, emotional benefits gained when we actively engage in nature, engaging as caretakers, as stewards, by practicing and teaching ecology and how to care for nature, and that palpable sense of calm and balance and the restoration that nature can provide to us in return. We'd like to hear from you tonight. Do you or your family have a favorite place in nature that you like to go to in order to feel calm, to restore? Do you have a favorite sit spot? Where's your favorite place to hang a hammock? Please share with us in the chat, share with each other. Maybe we can help Ton figure out a place to hang that new hammock of his. But feel free to jump in the chat and message us, or jump into social media, send us a message, tag us in a post. We'd love to hear from you. So how can we find these special places in nature? Having a guide might be helpful, right? The Nature Guide Development Program is one of our most important initiatives. Heather mentioned it earlier tonight, and even though we needed to adjust that experience during the past year to be virtual, we have continued to train, teach, certify more than 20 nature guides over the last year. I believe we have another one coming up even just next month. Mashariki Cannon is a social justice champion who first became part of Families in Nature through our guide development program back in 2019. Mashariki is currently completing her master's degree in nonprofit management at the University of Houston, as well as her certification as a racial equity practitioner. In her own exploration of nature, Mashariki noticed that very few people of color were out enjoying parks and green spaces. Understanding that many barriers to spending time in nature faced by people of color, Mashariki began working to create more equitable access. She was also inspired to volunteer and participate with organizations who were also championing this cause, like Texas Outdoor Family and Families in Nature. In Mashariki's own words, she loves the peace of mind and connection with her family that she experiences in nature. She loves taking her nieces and nephews outdoors, seeing them light up when they discover something new, having so much fun, just running around and playing and being free. No gadgets, no expensive trips to a theme park or amusement park required, just being in nature. And this motivates her to introduce others to the outdoors and give them opportunities to enjoy nature as much as she does with her family. May Bruton-Adams is a sustainable development activist who lives and works in Pohnpei, Micronesia, though she currently is in Hawaii due to COVID closures and travel restrictions. And I found myself thinking, if you're going to be stuck somewhere, Hawaii is probably an okay place, right? We all want to see our family and be home, but Hawaii's not bad. May is the founder and director of Applies, APLYS Consulting, a firm that works on sustainable development with governments, communities, and people who are on the front lines in the battle with climate change. They focus on climate change adaptation, biodiversity management, and gender-related projects and research. May's program is also a partner with Families in Nature, supporting women's collectives in the Pacific Island communities, getting families out into nature as a foundational part of climate change adaptation. Communities who are connected to each other, who are comfortable outdoors, and who learn to enjoy time in nature are more prepared to do the work of climate change adaptation, such as farming. Families in Nature is working to create these climate resilient communities, both at home in Texas and across the ocean with people like May. We're so lucky to have her as a partner. Let's take a moment now to hear from both Mashariki and May about the gifts they have received from nature.
Nature has given me a beautiful space to explore and enjoy, but most of all, it has given me mental clarity. You know, we've all been confined to our homes with limited exposure to our family and friends, and it really has been tough for everyone. So being outdoors has been my solace and has given me a sense of peace and calm, and it's what I have found to be the greatest gift of all.
On a bright Sunday morning, my daughters and I went on a short hike with a Hawaiian family led by a young university student by the name of Hiva Campbell. She took us to a nature reserve and an ancient historical site that is very sacred to the Hawaiian people. What struck us as we arrived at the site was the number of gates, locked gates, we had to go through in order to reach the nature preserve and historical area. Once we got out of our cars and we stood at the edge of the nature reserve, Hiva, our young guide, broke out in a chant. And the chant, she chanted in Hawaiian, and of course I didn't understand much of what she said. And as we wandered through the nature reserve, watching Hiva collect seeds from native trees and endemic trees within the reserve, she explained what the chant meant. And prior to entering, she requested wisdom and knowledge. She requested that our paths were guided through the nature reserve and that we would know where to place our feet as we walked. Once we had collected seeds and samples, and Hiva had shown us the various different cultural sites that are very sacred to the Hawaiian people, as we exited the nature reserve, Hiva stopped, turned around and chanted again, and gave thanks for those who had gone before us, gave thanks to nature for allowing us the moment to spend within the nature reserve. Later on that day, as my girls and I sat around the dinner table and contemplated the experience we had, one of the things that became abundantly clear was how nature provided a backdrop for cultural exchange. Through this process, we realized that though where I am from, Micronesia, is thousands of miles separated by ocean from where Hiva is from, Hawaii, there was this deep, deep bond. We were able to share cultural experiences. We were able to talk about what different plants meant to us as a people, and how nature itself provided sort of a context for identity, a context for culture. One thing too that also became such a strong reality for us was that as a Micronesian, I still have great access to my culture through nature, and I am able to practice my culture because I am not segregated or removed from it. This has created such an overwhelming sense of, in some ways, burden, but also a sense of privilege that nature has afforded me still to this day, the ability to pass on culture, the ability to pass on nature to my children without barriers. Being here in Hawaii, unable to go home, it's almost been a year, I have found a deep-seated longing for home, to be able to be in nature, to be able to practice heritage with my family. Nature has shown us, and through this experience, nature has shown us that we can connect with our past, but in addition, we can continue to connect with our future. And that future is so precious, and it ties us from those before and those to come. Nature ties us and brings us all together.
Nature brings us all together. That's why we're all here tonight, right? What a beautiful experience that May shared with all of us, and what an encouragement she has given all of us to create, to continue connections to each other, to our culture, to our families, to multiple generations through our connection to Mother Earth, to nature. I really felt like we were there with her and her family while they were witnessing the magic of Hiva, their guide. May's story and her message, it definitely made me think about the work Families in Nature is doing every month, every year, that we just talked about with our nature guide training, so that we can continue to equip and empower these very special ambassadors of nature, like Mashariki, to take the gift of nature out into their communities, to schools, to cultural organizations, groups of like-minded families. And it's really a great reminder of the power nature has to connect us with others, with different cultures, different generations, whether that be children, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, nieces and nephews, and other families and friends. Really made me think a lot about the role of a guide. And I feel like this is a great time to say thank you and to recognize our family nature guides. So as a toast to all of you, all of our guides that have served and continue to serve as a nature guide, thank you for helping to realize the mission of Families in Nature with the work you do in your communities. We are so lucky to have you in our family. Thank you for your guiding light. Cheers to all of you. I gotta be honest, I feel like I'm drinking by myself. I hope other people are cheersing. It feels a little weird, but okay. There's one other group that would like to take some time to recognize tonight. Actually, I'm gonna need this again. Very special group. So we've heard about all the amazing programming that's happening, even in spite of a very challenging year and circumstances. And when you hear about all of the amazing programs happening, how many people on staff at Families in Nature must it take to make all of this possible? 20? 30? What if I told you there were 3? So, we've heard from Heather tonight. we know what an amazing leader she is. And the way she lays out vision for us, the way she represents us out in the community, and the way she challenges and charges all of us to carry that mission out. She's amazing. There are two other staff we want to recognize tonight. So first of all, Jordan Jolly, wherever you are out there in the internet, she's not actually on the internet. She's a real person. She's in probably a home somewhere. But Jordan, wherever you are tonight, our very talented, very dedicated, very hardworking program coordinator. Thank you, Jordan, for all that you do.
You're here. Yay!
Yay! Want to also say a special thank you to someone who really makes it all possible. I mean, literally tonight would not have happened without this person. And she just does so much each and every day for our organization to advance our mission. Her work in talking to funders, writing grants, being like a managing director for the organization, making this event happen. What would we do without her? I want to toast, and she's right behind me. Very special thank you to Jenny Shields, our director of development. Jenny, thank you, so much. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, to the staff. All right, thank you so much to everyone. So, I know you can't believe it, but we're coming to the end of our formal program tonight. And our last speaker that we have doesn't really need an introduction. He is a celebrated journalist, best-selling author of 10 books, including Last Child in the Woods, The Nature Principle, Vitamin N, and Our Wild Calling. Richard Louv is co-founder and chairman emeritus of Children in Nature Network. He coined the term nature deficit disorder and really inspired a global movement to connect children to nature. Throughout the many years that Finn has been a part of the Children in Nature Network, Richard Louv has encouraged us. He has mentored our formation and growth and connected us with an amazing network of peers and collaborators, all involved in building this movement. I hope you will join me right now. Please lend your full attention, lean in with ears open, open minds, and open hearts. And let's hear a message from Richard about the greatest gift from nature.
I'm pleased to be here at your gala virtually. I'm a longtime admirer of Heather Culkin and your work as an organization. And more than ever, your organization needs our support. We've realized something during the pandemic. People all over the country began to look outside their window and, to their surprise, realized that they were not alone, even in social isolation. They realized there were birds outside their window that they may have never really looked at before. There was a coyote walking through their backyard that stopped and stared at them, and they made eye contact. In those moments when we have a connection with other life, including trees, but particularly our fellow animals on this earth, we do not feel so alone. The epidemic of human loneliness, which has existed for decades, lessens. We are in relief, in a sense, in those seconds, in those moments, from our species loneliness, not just our individual loneliness, but our species loneliness. I call that relationship the habitat of the heart. And I think there are two habitats. The first is the physical habitat that we spend much time working to protect, as we should. But then there's this second habitat, the habitat of the heart, that we spend hardly any time focusing on, teaching our children about, recognizing, feeling, honoring. But the thing is, if one of those habitats goes, so does the other one. I think there are two habitats, and we need to take care of both of them. Your organization has been doing that for a long time, taking care of both those habitats. In terms of what nature means to me personally, it means awareness. It means being alive. When I was a kid, I spent much of my boyhood in the woods with my dog. My parents often didn't know where I was, but my dog always did. And I found something bigger there than my parents and their problems. Those woods are still in my heart, even though the bulldozers finally came and took them away physically. They still are in my heart, in the habitat of the heart, which survives. Thanks for all you do.
The habitat of the heart. Let's just take a few moments to consider that. What about nature lives in your heart? What special experiences, special places, special memories with special people, special pets and animals? When did you fall in love with nature? What are we doing to help create this type of habitat for others? Our family, our friends, our communities. All of you, each of you, live in the heart of Families in Nature. We simply could not do this without you. Your support of Families in Nature means the world to the families and individuals, children, organizations, and partners we serve. We are striving to help every person, every man, woman, child that we interact with fall in love with nature. We're working to help build those habitats of the heart in our children, in our families, in our communities, and to introduce and teach conservation so that we may protect our natural habitats as well. Because as Richard so eloquently stated, the two habitats need each other. If you are here with us tonight, you have likely made a supporting gift or an event purchase of some kind, and for that, we thank you sincerely. There's no auction this year. This is a different kind of event. So no chance for you to outbid your friends or strangers or spouse for that coveted experience or a keepsake. All we can offer this year is the opportunity to help create new and inspiring nature experiences for someone else. A gift that helps the next guide training, the next ecologist school in Pease Park. Maybe a gift that helps build the next habitat of the heart for a young person. If you have not yet made a gift, or if you feel compelled to give again, please consider clicking on that donate button, making another donation, or making a gift to Families in Nature. Together with you, we can continue to provide these programs, experiences, all of these necessary to build and protect these habitats, ensure the future health and happiness of our beautiful world and our beautiful families for many, many years to come. We are grateful for each and every one of you, and we are hopeful about our future together. And now, I have the very distinct pleasure of giving us one final treat for the night. we are going to go back to Sarah Hickman and her dog Twig to help us close out tonight's event. So Sarah, take it away.
Hi, it's me again, Sarah, and here's a song called Hopeful. And oh, here comes my little dog Twig. Come on in, Twig. Come here, boo-boo head. And if you'd like to sing along on this one, that would be superb. All you have to do is on the chorus, when I say hopeful, you say hopeful. When I sing faithful, you sing faithful. When I say grateful, you sing grateful. Easy peasy. Hope you're having a great conference so far, and here I go. I wish you would look me in the eye and see. I wish you could feel the heartbeat beating a message inside me. I wish you could hold my hand to know electricity. I wish for you is to choose to be hopeful. It won't always be this way. No. Hopeful. Even in the midst of pain. Oh, hopeful. Because it's never too late to be hopeful, faithful, grateful. Life is gonna change. I wish we could remove fear from every life. I wish we could cut away hatred without resorting to a knife. I wish we could build a haven for the weary tonight. Why talk the talk when you could walk that walk? And be hopeful. It won't always be this way. No. Hopeful. Even in the midst of pain. Hopeful. Because it's never too late to be hopeful, faithful, grateful. Life is gonna change. I long to describe, be inspired to find, living inside where we're all alive, all alike, all alright. La 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 la. I long for you to delight in the surprises of life, the smiling sunshine, melting the ice, and behind. Hey, well, I'm not gonna worry about today, 'cause you know I can't control what happens anyway. Yeah, I pray my reactions will be full of loving thought, compassion and action, like I've been taught to be. To be hopeful, that it won't always be this way. No. Hopeful. Oh, even in the midst of pain. Hopeful. Yeah, because it's never too late to be hopeful, faithful, grateful. Here's the tricky part. Life is gonna change. Yeah! Take care. Peace on earth.
Oh my gosh, Sarah Hickman, you're amazing. Thank you. That just made my year, I think. So I just wanted to say thanks to everyone. What a fantastic night that we had. Thank you to Brad. I don't know how we got so lucky to have you as part of Families in Nature, but
It
we
was
sure
my
are
pleasure.
grateful.
It was my pleasure.
Well, we are going to spend some time with our families here in nature and have some s'mores. I hope you guys are going to spend some time in nature and be with your families right now. But thank you very much for taking the evening to spend with us.
Thank you so much to everyone. Hope you have a great night. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nature. I love nature because nature is basically everything. Everything can be plants, animals, and everything's life.
Hi, my name is Branson Burton, and my favorite thing about nature is its imperfection.
I love to be outside and see all the trees changing colors.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I think the greatest gift nature has given me is a break from my life, just complete peace and calm. It's very nice.
The thing I love most about nature is how pretty it is. I mean, you can hear all the birds. Everything's all nice and green. You can hear the birds right now. You can find a lot of things.
Hello, I'm Carlos Yanez, and what I love about nature is I can kind of get away from it all. So I study computer science, so I'm pretty much inside like all the time. I'm with computers, and I'm just looking at a screen, and it's really nice to come out to nature and kind of see other stuff. I really like seeing just the grass. It's beautiful. Like you don't get that on screens, and it's just amazing.